Hey, chicas, we are back, Moms Escalade podcast, and I have an amazing woman with me today. She is not only my friend, okay, she's like my girl, she's also my client, and she has a social media all about tea. She is a tea influencer, okay, and when I tell you, like, I didn't even know tea was this deep, like, I had no idea how important tea is and just all the glam about tea. She is everything. Her name is Miss Janet, honey. Okay, and she's here with me today. We're gonna talk about tea. We're gonna talk about everything, right, Miss Janet?
Yes, we are.
Yes. Okay. So, Miss Janet, tell everyone about you. I mean, you're a phenomenal woman, but just tell them. I mean, it's so much. Just tell them
Yeah.
briefly, if you can break it down a little bit.
Okay. I'll just break it down real briefly. First of all, I would like to say, Miss Mecca, thank you for having me on your show. I feel honored to be here, and I'm just glad that you considered me. I was like, oh, she wants me on her show. So I'm
Yes.
excited to be here and to share what I do. My name is Miss Janet. I am a tea influencer, but by profession, I'm also an educator and interior designer. I came here to Atlanta back in 2007 to open up my interior design business, and I've also taught interior design and event planning at the local college for 9 years. Fast forward, life changes, things happen, recession, industry changes. So I decided to do what a lot of smart women do. You start to diversify who you are. Tea has always been my passion, and I have a lot of content and history behind my love of tea. So I began to dwell more into that world. So with the tea, you also have the education, the knowledge of the product. Then I have the event planning side, where I also do holiday tea soirees or just tea soirees. So that is my passion. That is what I do. I love to have teas for people. I do it as an event, or I do it when it comes to girlfriend time. We just talk, and I always make sure that I lay out a beautiful tea, and we just chat. The tea is the second most second beverage in the entire world, and it's just an entire industry and world behind it. But it's also a lifestyle. And so now I see Janet living gracefully as not just drinking tea, but a lifestyle that incorporates so many other things.
First of all, let me just tell people because I don't think anyone understands. When Miss Janet has you over for tea, I'm talking about, honey. It is all. I mean, she has the layout. Look at the tea right now that she has. Look at her teacup. Listen, honey, and listen. This is not a game with Miss Janet. Miss Janet brings out the gold, silver. I mean, the gold, silverware. When I tell you it is a whole mood with Miss Janet. Miss Janet will bake up. Let me just tell you real quick about this cake that Miss Janet makes from scratch. I don't know how she does this, but it is the best tasting. What was it? Lemon something?
Lemon loaf cake. It's a lemon loaf cake, and it is to die for.
It is
Chocolate.
amazing. It is amazing. So when you go to Miss Janet, anything that Miss Janet has, it is a whole mood. I'm just letting you know. You just come, just know you're gonna be wild and awed. I'm telling you, she's like a whole mood in herself, like just in general. She's a whole mood. I promise you. So Miss
Mhm.
Janet, okay, you're also a mom, right? Tell us about that.
Yes.
How many babies do you have? I mean, they're grown now, but they're still your babies.
Okay. Yeah, I have three babies: Candace Michelle, Naomi Elizabeth, and Joseph Daniel. And even though they're young adults, when I see them, the only thing I see are my kids, and
Mm-hmm.
the only thing they see in me is their mom.
Mm-hmm.
And everything
Exactly.
still goes accordingly, even though two of them can't. Naomi and Daniel are married to two wonderful people, love them dearly. But when the holidays come or when they want to come to visit, it's just like old times.
Yeah.
I prepare their favorite foods, and they know that one of their favorite foods will be tea. I mean, tea and dessert. It's
Mm-hmm.
just it's like old times. I always see them as my children, even though they're adults. They're doing well in
Yeah.
life based on the value system that we've instilled, and I'm just very happy for them. As a matter of fact, Daniel and Giselle are going to be here for Thanksgiving.
Nice.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, so yes, Miss Janet has three babies. They're grown. They're doing great. They're successful. And we're going to talk about tea, but this is, always a mommy podcast. So,
Yeah.
if you can throw in we'll talk about some little gems, maybe like what to instill in your kids when they're younger so they can be successful when they get older. You know what I'm saying? Like these are
Yes.
things that need to be talked about, you know?
Exactly. One of the things that I did, and you still have young kids, because they're still at home. You know, they're young kids
Yeah.
at some school. One of the
Hmm.
things that I did, I realized when I became a mother is that being a mother is intentional. You don't just have a baby and say, "Oh well, I clothed and I fed you." No, 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 no. It's intentional. You have to
Yep.
have a plan as to what type of life do I want my children to have? What do I want to expose them to? What do
Exactly.
I want them to appreciate? And if you have a talent like you do, Mecca, you're very talented, you're artistic. You probably want to share artistic things with your daughter because whatever a parent loves, it's only
Yeah.
natural that they should want to share it with their child. I love reading, and I've always kept journals since I was 19 years old. Well, I'm well past 19. And my daughter Naomi, I introduced them all to journaling. Now Naomi is an award-winning journalist. Candace has done
Wow.
documentary. I share with them the love of reading. All three of them are extremely avid readers. And then one of the most important things that I did with them when they were coming up, being intentional, because I wanted them to develop critical thinking skills. I
Hmm.
said, okay, if you want to do something, I want you to take a sheet of paper and write down what are the pros and what are the cons of what you want to do or what decision it may be. I said it can be anything from who you date to where you work. And I did this while they were still at home, when they were your children's age.
Okay.
But when they wrote it down, when they put pro and con and they started writing down, what if I do this? What if I do that? Then they were able to see, this could possibly happen, that could possibly happen. But I didn't just leave it right there. I made sure that I was there for guidance. And I would say, okay, you think that this can happen this way, da 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 da. But I always had them write down, okay, you want to do this? Okay, write down why. Okay,
Mhm.
write down what if it fails or just the pros and cons. And 9 out of 10 times, they always made the right decisions because they had to really stop and think. Okay, I'm seeing it on paper. Oh, this doesn't look too great. All right, mom, can we talk?
Right.
So
Right.
my parenting style was always very, very, very intentional. And having them write it on a sheet of paper so they could see it for themselves,
Mhm.
help for them to develop those critical thinking skills about what they're doing instead of acting on impulse. And it's made a
That's
big
very
difference.
important.
Yeah, it's made a big difference in the choices that they've made in their lives because they're doing well. Hmm.
That's amazing, and that's a great tip to give moms because
Yeah,
definitely being intentional. Like it's not just I have this baby. This is a human being that you are raising, and the whole purpose is to instill good qualities and and create a person that's going to be great for society. And just
exactly.
a great person. Period. You're not trying to raise a monster. Like you're not. That's not what you're trying to do. It
Yeah,
shouldn't
yeah.
be what you're trying to
You
do.
should, you should, yeah. So I
Like I
would
say,
go on.
that. What was you gonna say?
No, no, I'm listening. I'm listening.
No, I was just gonna say. I say with my daughter because I have three boys and one girl, and I say she's me, but she's a better version of me. You
Wonderful.
know, because you want your children to be better.
To
Like
be
that
better
should be the
people.
whole goal, right?
Exactly, exactly. You don't want them to make the mistakes that you made, but you know that they will make mistakes, but they don't necessarily have to be the mistakes that you made.
Right, right, right,
Yeah,
exactly. So okay, so speaking of being a mom, right?
yes,
We're stressed a lot of times, especially with little kids. And I know you're a mom and you have adult children, but you're still mom, so you
still
still
mine.
have the stress, the stress, right?
Yes, yes. You still think about your kids. I still pray
Yes,
for my kids when they were little, as I do now for adults, because I'm thinking, okay, what if Daniel gets stopped by the police? Or what if Candace is going to a car and someone tries to attack her? I still, and I still pray for them and their safety and well-being. I said their value system is intact, but I still
yes,
pray about them and how well they do on the job. It never stops. It's just a different type of stress. And I said, and this is what my kids would say to me, Mom, you forgot how you raised us. A mom, really? So you don't believe in how you raised us? So at times they've had to come back at me when I was like, helicopter mom, I'm 30. Mom, I got this. Oh mom, you forgot how you raised me.
right. But I think you know what I think is my son now. He's 18 and he's
Hmm.
driving, and it's like it's not. I don't fear his decisions. I don't.
Hmm.
I know he's going to do well, right? Because we
Hmm.
raised him well. It's the other people that stress me out. It's like because other people are not raised correctly a lot of times, and it's like
Exactly.
you know. So I think it's that we it's not that we don't trust you guys because we instilled everything. We do.
Exactly.
It's other
Exactly.
people.
the other people around them. Yes, yeah. And that's why I pray for that safety and protection because when you're driving, they say it's not you, it's the person that's driving in front of you or behind you
Exactly.
coming up. Yeah. So you're right.
Exactly.
You're right
You're
about
driving exactly. You're driving for other people. I tell him you're not. Other people are not going to stop. Like they
that.
should stop. But what if they don't? Like you have to prepare yourself, right? So
Right.
with the stress, right?
Mhm.
We need some stress relievers. Like we don't want to if we don't want to take medications. There's stress reliever medications or whatever. We want to do it the natural way, right? And we want to drink tea. So if we drink tea, are there like benefits of it like that can help us with stress and
Oh,
anxiety, like,
yes.
and which teas should we start drinking for that to help with that?
Okay. Right now, okay, all teas are good teas. There is no bad tea, but there are
Hmm.
some teas that have more powerful results than others. For example, the green tea with jasmine. Jasmine is a floral, so that helps to kind of give it a natural sweetener because it's a floral, flowery tea.
Okay.
But then you have that green tea, and I am telling you this, and it works. Okay, I am well over 50. I'm not going to tell you my age. That's another subject. But I am over
Right.
50, but I don't look it. I believe that tea has played a fundamental role in my overall health. When I go to the doctor, Miss Janet, I've been seeing you for the past 14 years, and nothing has changed. Your cholesterol
Mm.
has went up a little. So what did I do? Did some research. Oh, I need to have a cup of life with hibiscus and lychee. Well, let me add that in. And went back to the doctor, it went down. So tea is phenomenal when
Wow.
it comes to your health because you have tea that can help promote a healthy liver, healthy heart, weight loss, blood fat weight loss. Teas are very essential because they have these powerful antioxidants. You have some teas
Okay.
that have magnesiums, coppers, vitamin C's. It's powerful.
Wow. Okay, so wait, hold on.
It's a lot.
So I'm excited. So wait, so there's particular teas that can help with certain things. So when
Yes.
we're talking anxiety, right? I
Hmm.
know green tea. You tell me a lot about green tea. Is like the bomb.
Yes.
So can we drink that for anxiety? Like, does that
Yeah.
help?
Yeah. When I think of green tea, da-da-da, I think of medicinal. I only drink green tea for medicinal purposes. And I know some people say, oh, no, green tea in and of itself is very sensitive to the stomach, meaning that when I drink it by itself without any type of light food, it can irritate my stomach because it's a very strong tea. But
Okay.
it has so many antioxidants and powerful elements in it. And what
Okay.
happens is, for example, when I know that I'm going to be around a lot of people, I would drink just a cup of green tea because that helps my immune system to be stronger when I'm around so many people. And then when I come home, I'll have just one cup of green tea. So I use it a lot for medicinal purposes, for intentions like that. And as a result, believe it or not, I've only had the flu once in my lifetime. I don't get colds. I
What?
don't get anything because I've been a lifelong drinker of tea. And any tea is
Wow.
good tea, but then there are teas that are certainly specific. And there have been studies on tea, so I'm not just blurting this out. There have been specific studies on teas and the floral blends and the herbs that you bring into it. Those
Hmm.
have powerful antioxidants that really help with the body and how it works. Hibiscus is a plant. Yeah, here,
Okay.
hibiscus is a plant, and when you steep it, it helps to promote that weight loss. Tea is good for weight loss. It's also good for promoting good liver health, and this is still under study too. You have some teas that are good for, like this is hibiscus and lychee. Lychee is good for type 2 diabetes. What? Yes, ma'am. So there is research done into different properties that you bring in with that tea. So you may have a black tea, but you may pair it with some hibiscus, or you may bring in a pomegranate or other types of fruits and blends to make it even more powerful. Like as a designer, if you have pure cotton, that's a strong fiber. But then when you
Hmm.
add in polyester, that gives it a different type of resilience and strength. So think of that in
Hmm.
way of tea. You have green tea, but then you also add in lychee, you add in hibiscus, you add in lemon and orange, you add in ginger. Ginger is very good when it comes to colds, when it comes to certain upper respiratories. Ginger is very good, but then you add that zingy taste of lemon. So it's just so many different blends out there, and they do work. I am an example.
Yeah, I see. I'm blown away. Okay, so we said green tea is great for the immune system. Okay,
Yeah, yeah.
so which can you give us three teas that are great for the mood, like to help us feel better and help with like anxiety and depression, like to boost our mood? Is there any tea that can do that?
This, this.
Green?
Now you have the lavender teas. Lavender teas are relaxing, but
Okay.
lavender by itself can be very interesting. And I've tasted a lot of teas. Lavender for me is I can wear lavender lotion, lavender
Hmm.
perfume, but somehow digesting it, it gets very interesting. But it is also very relaxing. So when you have a lavender mixed in with like an Earl Grey, that can work well. And also when you feel that you're in a state of anxiety, if you just drink green tea, and when I say be still, it's just your body, you will feel your body relaxing. You cannot say, "Oh, I'm going to drink some tea because I've had a hard day," and then the television's blaring, or the kids are saying, "Mommy, mommy."
Oh, so it's a state of being. It's a state of
It's a
it's like
state
a
of
state of
being.
mind too.
It's a
Like
state of
you need to
mind.
be relaxed,
Exactly.
basically.
Because this is what my mother taught me. She said, when you take medicine, you don't just take medicine and then go run errands. You take medicine and you get the body still so that that medicine
Ooh.
can work through your system. And it's the same with tea. And I'm a witness to that. I'll just sip it and I'll just
Mhm.
relax and just close your eyes and relax. And it does help because now all of those antioxidants are fighting those compounds, those free radicals, and just calming that body down. And it really does work. Why do you think about tea in Asia? You know, people over there are pretty calm.
That's true. That's
Indian,
true.
they're pretty chill. And then
So you're
Americans are running
saying,
all over the place.
right. So you're saying drinking tea at night, maybe at night after the kids are put to bed and stuff like that.
Yeah,
Have a nice
just to calm.
tea
Yeah,
with no TV, but just relax. Maybe some music,
just
some soft music, or classical or
yes,
jazz or something.
just
Okay.
relax. And then also, when you're doing that, you may want to try some herbal teas when you're relaxing because some teas do have caffeine. They do. And
Okay.
even when it says no caffeine, you cannot get the caffeine. You cannot get all of the traces of caffeine out of a tea. So here's the deal. When you have tea that says no caffeine, you don't want it to steep as long as you would have any other tea. You know, like say for example, if you wanted it to steep for 5 minutes, have it steep for like maybe 3.5 minutes, because the longer it steeps, the more it's going to grab on or hold on to any type of trace caffeine elements that were still there. So when they say decaffeinated, what they're saying is we've taken out as much caffeine as we can. We can't take out everything because there's still traces there. So the
Okay.
longer it steeps, the more caffeine that comes out, not as strong as it would be for any other tea. So when it comes to relaxing, try your herbal teas where you can just kind of. Now this green tea is very good for relaxing. But if I were to have my Hastine tea, which is my black tea, hi, how you doing? It's 2 o'clock in the morning. How you doing?
Okay. So wait, let's go there because it's the opposite. But you know what the thing is about mood can be. You want to be in a great mood. You want to be in a hyper mood. You know what I'm saying? So that's good too.
Woo!
So what is that? That's black tea.
Yeah, this is black tea. This is Hastine tea, and it's from India, and it's very good. Just think of it as your coffee.
Wow.
Think of it as your coffee. Think of Hastine tea as your coffee. Because when I drink it at night, it's like, wait a minute, it's 2 o'clock in the Janet, you had your Hastine tea. Oh, okay, that's right. So eventually I go to sleep. But this, when you think of your black teas, think of it as a coffee. Just like think of it as your coffee. But when you start bringing in the herbal blends like the lemon gingers, it does tend to relax you more because it has those herbals and those flowery notes in it. So you do feel a little bit more relaxed. I would not say drink black tea at night and you can be
Mm.
relaxed. No, get a nice herbal blend or a green tea to just relax.
Okay.
Candle.
So for good mood, for maybe like you have things to do to maybe if you want to you're trying to wean off the coffee maybe and get more into something healthier, then black tea will give you that energy that you need.
Yes, black tea, your Earl Greys, your Asin teas, that's what you want. And the thing about it is that there's so many nutritional elements in black teas. It's chock full of antioxidants. If you just think about the nations where tea is second nature.
Yeah,
You don't see you don't, do you see a lot of, Asians and Indians with a lot of weight on them? Not necessarily.
it's
It's just
true. That's very
aids
true.
it aids in weight loss and then it's their diet as well. But there are some great benefits to drinking tea and replacing that coffee with tea because I don't know of any nutritional elements in coffee. That's just my thoughts. I'm not a
Yeah.
scientist, but it's like, what are the nutritional elements of drinking coffee? It's jittery, 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 caffeine, caffeine. But when I have my Earl Greys, when I have my steams, and I have my fruits and my florals, I am guaranteed certain properties that are going to help me with my overall health and well-being.
Okay, so that's amazing. So we have black coffee that would, I mean, black tea, I'm sorry, black tea
Hmm.
that helps with energy. You should drink that in the morning if you need that extra boost because we do as moms, especially if we have little ones, we need that extra.
Yeah,
That's why we go to coffee because we need that, that
yeah.
feeling that be able to get things done throughout the day. Don't drink it
Uh-huh.
at night. And then we have green tea that you should drink more so at night in a relaxed setting with some
Yes,
classical
yes,
music, maybe read a book, maybe look at a
yes,
magazine, something calming,
exactly.
journaling, something like that, right?
Yeah, and
And drink your green tea.
I think of green tea as a medicine too because it has so many medicinal properties. When I'm feeling ill, I will take, oh, I need to take something for this excruciating headache. I'll take ibuprofen and then I'll drink the green tea. And you talk about calm and relax. Oh
Oh
my God.
wow,
Yes,
wow, that's
it
amazing.
works.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
And then you said herbal tea is good too because herbal tea is relaxing too. So that'll help with your
Yes,
mood if you're kind of like frustrated and it's a lot going
exactly.
on throughout the
That's when,
day. You can
yes.
drink that.
Yes, that's when you want to bring in your herbals, your blends, your florals. When you think of setting a particular mood, think of herbals and florals and blends. Think of that. But when you're talking about coffee, you want those black teas, you want the Earl Greys. Medicinals, you want your green teas and then your herbs as well.
So where do you get the teas? Like, is every tea potent or good, or is it certain teas that are better? Like, I know you showed me the bag tea, which is what we usually use, but then you showed
Yeah.
me other tea that had like, I don't know, it wasn't in
The
the
loose
bag.
tea.
The
Okay, the
loose
loose
tea.
tea. Okay, loose tea is tea in its I want to say original state because tea comes from tea leaves, sinensis. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. So it does come from the tea leaf, and then after
Mhm.
that, that's when you have all of the herbal blends and bags and what have you. That's when you start to see the different processes of tea. For example, it begins with the tea leaf, dry
Okay.
it, so now it's shriveled up. You bring it into the you have the tea leaf and it goes through the process of deoxidization and all of that. And I'm not going to get into a lot of technology because sometimes it gets over your head. But with the tea, you have the leaf, and then
Uh-huh.
you go through the process of when you want to take that leaf and put it in a bag, or take that leaf and add more blends. You have what they call shavings, and shavings is the loose tea that gets away from the regular leaf, and that's what you put in the bag. That's the bag tea. Now, are they as good as the loose teas? I don't think that
No.
they're good,
Okay.
but there's a certain, when you think of a loose tea, you're getting the actual tea leaf. When you
Okay.
think of the tea bag, you're getting the shavings, and it's still good. Don't get me wrong, it's still good. But the tea bag, when you go back to the history of tea, the tea bags were for those who wanted to travel. It's like, I want to take my tea with me, but how do I do that?
Mm-hmm.
So they put them in little linen bags so
Mm-hmm.
they so could travel with them. To travel with loose tea back in the 1800s or 1600s or 1500s could be quite interesting. So that's when you started having the tea bags. And some of them you'll find in some stores where they come in the cotton satchels or the linen satchels. So you have that loose, you have that tea bag. And but if you want the most potency, you're gonna go with the loose tea.
The loose tea.
Yeah.
Okay. So where do we get that? Like, where's the best place to go? Where do you get your loose tea? Your tea in general. Where do you get your tea from?
My tea in general is basically, I don't buy a lot of teas in the grocery stores. Not that there's anything bad with it, but I tend to go to certain places like the farmers market in DeKalb County. They have a whole line of loose teas. Then they also
Oh,
have bag teas. But wherever I go, you have TJ Maxx. They have a lot of interesting loose teas and bag teas. Um, so I tend to
okay.
buy them all over. And then the internet, you have a ton of tea companies. You have some of the older companies, like this one is Taylor's of Harrogate, that dates back to like the 1800s. So you have a lot of tea houses that have been around for a long time. So there are certain brands that I buy, but you can buy tea anywhere. It just depends on what type of tea do I want. In the grocery stores, you're not going to get into a lot of the herbals and the blends the way you would at the farmer's market or at some boutique setups. Oh my gosh.
Okay, so that's cool. So TJ Maxx, Marshalls, I think who else has tea? I think um Burlington's have tea. Like those type of stores have tea
Yeah,
and their
yes.
tea is good.
Yeah, yes, yes. If you're shopping at TJ Maxx, Marshalls, they have some nice lines of teas. They do. They carry and they're very consistent in what they carry with their tea. Also, you have a lot of tea shops. You have a lot of tea shops around Atlanta as well. I'm sorry, I didn't turn off the
Really?
sound.
No, you're
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah, you have some here in Decatur. You have a lot of little tea houses where they would sell their own blends. They have one over in Chambly, like a little tea house that they
Mm,
have here. And also, I do a lot of tea shopping on the internet because I'm familiar with some of the brands, so I can go into their sites and buy some. But then also, Janet is coming up with her own line of tea, so
she
now I
is.
can just buy for myself.
She is, and I cannot wait for you to come out with your tea because I need it. I really do, and I think a lot of us, when you want to go, I'm all about the holistic route. Like that's really what I
Yes,
love is the holistic route. So if I
yes,
can get rid of taking medications for anything and I could just drink a tea or something like that and naturally, take care
hmm
of the pain or the inflammation. I mean, tea takes care of inflammation too, right?
yeah. This would work well. Hibiscus and lychee. This would work well for especially the lychee. It is an Asian fruit, and that works very well for the indigestion. It helps with digestive problems,
Wow.
constipation. Yeah. So
Hmm.
this is again, you have that flora, you have that fruit, and this is out of Japan. This is out of China. So you do have teas that work well, and these teas, if they're not just saying, "Oh, it does this or that," there has been documentation and research that they really do work. And I believe that a lot of
Wow.
our health issues can be overcome if we just add in certain teas. Yeah,
That's amazing. That's
yeah.
amazing.
hmm
So, okay, you know what? And now you've inspired me. Okay, influenced me because you're an influencer to go to Marshalls, TJ Maxx, and look at some tea because I really
Yeah,
do. Like I said, I really want to get better holistically, and if that would help my mood,
yes.
especially at night to calm myself down. Now I have green tea, but it's like from Walmart. So is that okay? Like you're not trying, you're never gonna say, you're not trying to, say anything
No,
wrong about any
oh no,
store,
no,
but I
not
just
that. No,
want to
I just look at
know,
the yeah.
is it
If it
is
says
it good?
100, yeah, if it's 100% green tea, then yeah, go for it.
Mm,
If it's 100% green tea. But I just have certain brands that I go to because I've drank a lot of tea in my lifetime, and
yeah.
there's certain brands that are more potent than others.
So can
They
you tell
really-
us a little, like, can you just name a few brands that are more potent in your experience? Like, what brand is that?
Tailors,
Taylor. Okay,
Tailors and Hargett,
honey,
yeah,
we got to write this down.
they're very Tailors. And what happens is because green tea, I'm putting on my glasses now, because
Hmm.
green tea is very strong, it can be irritating to the stomach. They put in jasmine, so you have that green tea infusion. So you have
Nice.
green tea leaves with
Hmm.
floral notes because jasmine is a flower. So again, we talked about the floral notes, those florals. And then also what I like about Taylors of Harrogate, and it's been around since 1886, is because it's
Mm,
ethical tea partnership. So they make sure that they're very ethical in the process of their tea and the people who work for it. And so
nice.
this is out of London. So yeah, this is
So
great.
Taylor tea,
Yeah, Taylors of
Taylor.
Harrogate. Uh-huh. Taylors.
Okay,
And
so
you'll find a lot of this TJ Maxx, especially TJ Maxx, Marshall's Home Goods, they carry this on a regular basis. Mhm. But I like this brand because it is very potent. This is one of probably the best tea bag teas that I've had. Also, there are tea plantations here in America. They have Charleston Tea Plantation. I plan to make a trip down there to see their tea plantation. So you have maybe a few tea plantations still here in America, and I like that.
I love it. I can't wait for you to do that because
Oh yeah,
I'm there. I'm there.
oh
I
yeah,
want to. I want to go. If you
yeah.
want
I was going to
company,
say,
let me
guess who's
know.
going to be going to take the footage?
Yes. Okay. Good. So I'll record for you.
Oh yeah, so
Um,
that's something we'll have to plan. Absolutely.
Absolutely. Okay, now I'm excited because like I want to try the loose tea, but tell me something because I
Mhm.
know you got on me because I was like, sugar. I know. Tell us about the sugar. What not to put in your tea and what should you put in your tea? Because we want some type of sweetness, I
Okay,
guess.
well, do you remember when I did the when we had the tea for the Women's History Month at the
Mhm.
RNC Center, and
Mhm.
how I put sugar in the tea because European teas, and these are all European teas, they tend to have a stronger bite. Remember, they're very strong teas. They tend to have a stronger bite.
Okay.
And what I do is I put in just enough sweetener in it to take off the bite, but you still get the full essence and the benefits of the tea. I have been in situations where I serve tea and it's like, yes, Janet. So I went to the store and then I saw the dress that I wanted. And as I'm saying this, that you just keep putting sugar in. I was like, stop, what are you doing? You're going to turn it into syrup.
Yeah.
And they're like, huh? So it's always natural for people to just automatically start dunking. You don't want to do that. What I
Okay.
do is I use the Crystal Rock. I use the Crystal Rock. It is non-GMO. It is out of Belgium, Belgium rock sugar. Now there are some sugars here that say they're Belgium rock, but they're not. They're amber colored with dye. You don't want that. You don't want that. And I'll go into
Okay.
more. I'll go into more of that on
On
my
your
future
channel.
on my
Exact.
channel. But there's a
Yes.
science to it because you actually have the rocks, and I only put in like maybe 2 to 3 just to take off a bite, just little, just take off the bite, so you still get the full benefits. But you don't want to start. It just takes away everything, even though it's natural. Too much of a good thing can be an interesting thing that's not good.
Okay.
So I always like to educate, and that's where the education part comes in when I do my tea
Yeah.
classes. Like, this is why I do this way. So when I serve tea, I don't put out the sweetener anymore. It's like, no, it's already pre-sweetened. And people are like, huh? And then they taste it. I say, you're getting the full benefit of the tea.
Okay, so don't so moral of the story, don't put a lot of sugar in your tea and try to buy the more natural sugar, is
Yeah,
what you're
and don't
saying.
use white sugar. Do not use white sugar. You just
Do
killed it.
not. Oh my God. Okay, tell us about that. Why not? Why not use white sugar? Because we all do. That's what the first sugar we go to. That's what they sell us,
And then,
like off the
and that's
top.
and that's why we have so many gastrointestinal issues. You don't use it. You want to use
Mm.
something that. And I will say this: when people say sugar, is sugar bad? No. White sugar for tea, it's just not beneficial for that. You want to use a really good natural sweetener because you don't want to dilute it. You don't want to bring in too many calories. You just want something that's natural. I should have brought my little rock sugar with me here, but
Yeah, yeah.
you'll see more of that you'll see more of that on my future shows. But it's just you just want that natural sweetener. I used to use agave syrup, but then I stopped using that. It's like, no, I said, if it's from Belgium and it's rock, there must be something to it because the Europeans take their tea seriously. Asians
Oh,
take their
oh,
tea seriously. And here we are in America,
oh,
white
okay.
sugar, jump, jump. No,
Okay.
you have to do a
Okay.
class on that.
So where can we find that sugar that you're talking about? Is it online, like
It's
Amazon?
online. It's online. It is the. I would have to go and get it, and I don't want to leave the podcast right now. So yeah.
But we can go on and we will search Belgium sugar.
Yeah, what I would do is I would tell you what, I'll tell you that. This is what I'll do. On my TikTok and YouTube, I would just do a short little video on the
Please.
basic components for tea. And this is the rock sugar, non-GMO, just basic stuff. Since I don't have
We
the
need
sugar
that.
right here with me.
We need that. We need that so bad because I think the thing is like if we know about it and then we know where to go to get it, I think that'll make, life so much easier. So everybody definitely we're gonna give Miss Janet some time to talk about her TikTok and Instagram because if you go on there, she has so many videos talking about tea, telling you how to steam tea. Is that the right word? No.
What?
Strain tea. What is it called? Is it strain tea or steam the tea? What do you do
Oh,
with the
oh,
tea?
I call it, it's where you mean in the preparation of the tea?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, what I want them on my videos is about basically them just learning the art of tea. I said we're not sipping the tea, we're pouring the tea.
Child,
Um,
listen, y'all. When y'all go, listen, Miss Jed is a whole mood. When I tell you she warms the teacup for a purpose before she
yes,
puts the tea in it. Now I don't know what it's called, okay? But when I
it's
see her and it's
what it does is it brings everything together. It brings everything. It's like baking a cake. You have to have the eggs and the butter at room temperature. Everything has to be in harmony. So when I have the teacup, I pour in a
child,
little hot boiling water and I swirl it around because now it's at temperature. Then I pour in, and if I'm using a loose tea and I have the little strainer, I have to bring
mhm,
that at room temperature. So I pour hot water on that. Then I
okay,
place the sugar in. Then I add in the water. Then I cover so that all of the steam stays there and it becomes very potent and rich. It's an art form, but
it's an
everything
art.
has to come together nicely. You never just take a cup of tea and here's the tea. Here, slurp, slurp, sugar, sugar. Oh my gosh. Oh no. Oh no.
Really quick, I told Miss Janet, tell us really quick about the thing about the mug. Like, we
Mu-
put tea in a mug.
or a paper cup. Paper cup. I don't even have paper towels in this house. I use cloth napkins.
She really does. Like, she's not even exaggerating. That's literally what happens. So why can't we use the mug? Like, tell us something.
Mugs are for coffees and apple ciders and hot chocolate. They are not
Not
for.
for tea, honey.
What do we have here? What do we have here?
Listen, if you drink tea with Miss Janet, do not come in there with a tea mug and don't wait. Tell us real quick about the microwave. Can't we microwave tea?
Well, microwave many years ago. Many years ago when my children were babies. I went to a home. I was having lunch. What do you want? Oh, I'll take a cup of tea. She got a mug, water, put it in the microwave. I thought I was literally drinking sewer water. Are you
Honey, you gotta have the teacup, the tea kettle, or let me
woo?
say it correctly. You have to have the tea kettle, right?
The tea kettle, not a pot. A pot. That is why my class is sorely needed. I am developing the
Yes,
curriculum, ladies. I can do groups of 10 to 12. You will not be disappointed. I can come to
you
the
won't.
comforts of your home.
You will not be disappointed. Listen, you got it. Listen, first of all, this is what we got to do. You got to put a plan together. Miss Janet
Oh,
is a
yeah.
whole mood, as you can see. You have to go to, and I'm gonna put her information in the description just in case you're not able to jot it down right now. But Miss Janet, tell us where we can find you because we need you, honey, when it comes to the tea and being healthy and the elegance of it all. It's a mood. Tell us
Yeah,
everything.
yes, it is a mood. You can contact me at janet@janetlivingracefully.com. That's the email. And then I am on Instagram and TikTok, JL Gracefully.
And when you see her videos, you're gonna see her preparing tea. She's gonna explain things about the tea. She's gonna show you. I mean, her tea kettle and tea cup and tea spoon collection is out of this world. It's all antique ish,
Yes,
and I mean, we just need to have Miss Janet back on here because it's a whole mood, and we need to know more about tea. It's so underrated in the
it
U.S. of
is very
A.
underrated. It is very underrated. People on, and I said, I'm a living example. And when I tell people, well, not that I tell people my age, but it's just, I know how tea has
Never.
benefited me.
Hmm.
Whether it comes to weight, whether it comes to mood, I drink tea every day. I said
Hmm.
every day. I didn't say
Hmm.
every day. And I have a million teapots, so I always change up my teapots.
She does. She has one that I love that is like a which one do I like? The leopard one? Is it
The
the
leopard one, I
cheetah?
have the leopard one, and then I have the one with the gold band, that's the bling.
The cheetah is my favorite because, I'm spicy like that and I
Yeah.
love stuff like that. So cute. So my birthday's coming up, so maybe we can do something.
When?
Oh, it's
When?
December 20th. It's a whole mood. December 20th is my birthday.
Oh, okay.
Yes,
Ooh,
yes. And so maybe
okay.
we can do something with the tea and oh my gosh, that'll
Ooh,
be a whole mood. I'm thinking now my mind is like,
ooh,
get some girls
ooh.
together and maybe do like a little, brunch with all the girls and yeah,
Yeah,
I gotta figure it out. That sounds like fun.
yeah. Let's talk about that because yeah, I would be more than happy. Or if we had like if I did here like a dessert bar, tea and dessert bar, I can bring
I
in.
love what you did for the RNC. Whatever that was,
That
that
was
was
yeah,
gorgeous.
that was I love that. And when I look back at the clips, I was like, oh my gosh, and it was I love that. I love that. It was
You
really
did your
neat.
thing. That was beautiful, and it's so us, our whole clique.
Yeah,
Listen, ladies, chicas, we have a clique,
we
okay,
do.
and
We
we
do.
are all fabulous women.
Yes,
The
we are.
whole
We
clique.
had a
I
good
love
time.
every single person. Huh?
I said we had a good time.
We do have a good. We always have a good time. I mean, we
We
come
always had a
dressed
good
to
time.
impress. We have the whole mood. It's like a whole thing, okay? And yeah, so we have to do that. We have to do that. But Miss Janet, this has been amazing. You have to come back on
Of
here,
course, I
okay?
would be more than happy to come back because I said I'm getting busy.
Absolutely.
We're getting busy and got to get things moving.
Listen, chicas, this is fourth quarter, okay? But and we're closing fourth quarter, and we're gonna do it. We're gonna close out with a bang. But Miss Janet, her content, I am so thankful and blessed to have Miss Janet as a client because she is amazing and she has really soared. Like this whole couple months, like she went from, you know, not
Yeah,
really understanding social
yeah,
media to what the next day you were posting. I was like, okay, we need 20 videos, honey. And you were posting.
yeah.
So she's a whole mood and we have some really good things coming up
Yes, we do.
2023.
Oh yeah, and
First
just
quarter.
yeah, and I would tell everyone just to go back, just go into my TikTok and my and my Instagram and just go through the whole volume of videos so you can catch up and see where I am.
So really quickly, you have something coming up, right? A soiree. Are you doing something, an event or something you have coming up? Can you tell us about that really quickly?
No, what I'm doing right now, when it
Hmm.
comes to the Instagram is I have what they call, you remember the 12 days of Christmas? Well, I have the 12 days of holiday soiree play settings, meaning that starting December 1st through December 12th, I will have different holiday play settings, and those will serve as
Ooh,
inspiration for what you may want in your holiday table setting. And that's the interior
nice.
design. So it's the 12 days of holiday soiree play settings. And I have that as a hashtag so people can go in and share also their holiday table settings. Just great holiday
Ooh.
ideas. Uh-huh.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna join it because I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it.
Okay.
I'm gonna do it.
Yeah,
That sounds fun.
yeah. So 12 days
So
of holiday soiree play settings, and that'll be coming December 1st. And I'll do an introduction on November 30th.
perfect. That's gonna be fun, and you guys don't want to miss that. So definitely go on right now. Go follow Miss Janet at JL Gracefully, right, on
Yes,
TikTok and
yes,
JL Gracefully on Insta.
yes. On
Go
Instagram.
find, yep, go find her, go follow her, and can they message you and ask you questions and stuff like that?
Yes, they can.
Okay,
Mhm.
perfect. So this was fun, and we got to have
It
you
is.
back. So just to
Yes,
reiterate really quickly, we need to get the green tea going so that we can calm down at the end of the night after the kids are in the bed
yes, yes.
and that relaxes us. Then we need the black tea because the black tea will give us the energy we need in the morning and in
That's your
the
coffee.
afternoon.
Yes, that's your
Yes.
coffee.
So we can substitute the black tea for coffee.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
And the steamed tea is it has a very type of malty taste, and you have Yorkshire. Oh, I could. You know what? We just got to do the darn thing because there's so
Yes,
much information, and I want to make
it
sure that
is.
I get it concise and in order. So
This is going to be amazing. Miss Jen is going to come out with her own YouTube. She has a YouTube channel that she's putting together as well. So that'll be very informational. She's able to sit down and really, talk about, explain, and educate. Right, Miss Janet? It's going to be
yes,
coming out
yes,
too next year or the end of this
yes.
year or
Next year,
next year.
next year. Uh-huh.
Perfect. All right, chicas. So I don't know about you, but I have fun learning about these different things. And I'm going to go to Marshalls and TJ Maxx because I want the tea as well. And you need to go get it too. And, just create a more holistic life, because if we're good, our kids are good. So it's really about being intentional and try to swap out, maybe different things that you're doing now and maybe try to and see if that works for you because it's benefits to it, health benefits to it. Right, Miss Janet?
Exactly. 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 Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it. And
Oh,
I will be back. Me
she
and the
will be
team
back.
will be back.
She will be back. Okay. All right, chicas. So thank you for joining us today. And next week, definitely tune in. Next week on Wednesday, we will have a whole new video, a whole new show, and a new guest. But my guests are amazing. So I am very thankful to have these people in my world. So again, thank you, Miss Janet, for joining us. We love you.
Thank
And
you. Love you too.
go follow her, right? All right, chicas.
Yes.
Talk to you later. Bye.
Okay. Bye bye.
Miss Janet.